In paradise, bad still happens. First Insurance protects your auto, home, and business with great coverage, rates, and service. Ask your agent for a quote from First Insurance.
They fought for their country. They lost their lives in service to their country.
If you're gonna live your life in fear of dying, then are you really living, you know?
If you know anything about Tatau, they do nothing in a small way. So I'm gonna run around, try to get some shots.
You're the first person I ever interviewed that required clearance from the Pentagon. Why is that?
Well, we're the Defense POW MIA accounting agency directly under the Pentagon. And what we do is really important. We search for, recover, and identify and repatriate our service members from past wars. But I am the DNA sampling specialist, and with the advances in DNA technology, we've been able to get DNA from remains as far back as the War of 1812. We also have two individuals from the Civil War, from the ironclad, the Monitor, and we're able to get DNA. We use mitochondrial DNA, and so we're able to get a family reference sample from the maternal line and use it to support the identifications. So it's really important. The individuals that we have in the laboratory are very special and very important to us, and we're trying to identify them and get them home to their families, give them their name back, and get them home.
Are remains still coming in from World War I? I mean,
we have very few from World War I. However, the Vietnam War, the Korean War, and World War II, we have a lot of remains.
how were the remains discovered?
We have a historical section, a research section, and we have all of the deceased individual personnel files for all of our missing service members. That's from all the services, from the Army, Navy, Air Force, and Marines. And we have their deceased personnel file, and so we know who we're looking for, we know where they were last seen, and usually we go out and recover aircrafts that have gone down. And
What's the ratio between joy and heartbreak?
it's all joy. It's all joy. The last thing that, say, the family members heard from the military, say from the Korean War, they heard your son was seen to have died in a POW camp and his remains are unrecoverable. But we've been able to get the remains from North Korea, the mass graves from the POW camps, and we're actively identifying these individuals and getting them home to their families. So it's all joy.
Are there any notables that you've worked with that we might know?
Every individual here is equal. They fought for their country. They lost their lives in service to their country. And every one of them deserves their name back and to go home. It's a promise that we made to them. Until they are home.
Until they are home.
And we like to say until they are all home. You're going to get me crying. Don't make me cry, because I'm very passionate about what I do. I've been here for over 10 years doing this, and I'm very proud of this organization and our mission.
So with as joyful but at the same time important your work is motorcycling the release?
It is. If you ask me why I ride, it's just because it's fun. And it's a an opportunity for my husband and I to do something together and meet with our club that I ride with on Sundays. We do a lot of community service. It's just a wonderful release and something that we look forward to doing on Sundays, and then we can refocus on Monday when we come back to work. My name is Audrey Meehan. I'm the DNA sampling specialist for the Defense POW MIA Accounting Agency, and I ride a motorcycle.
Construction is back, and I'm proud to give a lift to the hard-working men and women building our communities. I'm Doc Bailey of Doc Bailey Cranes and Equipment, a 25-year industry veteran providing cranes and bucket trucks. We are always reliable, always confident, and if there's a problem, we'll never leave you hanging. We service everything we rent and provide some of the best operators. So call Doc Bailey, 888-DOC-BAILEY or 888-DOCBailey.com.
Lava Riders. How long you been the president?
I've been the president now for the last 3.5 years.
How long's the club been around?
Club, actually, we just celebrated a 5-year birthday yesterday, on the 18th.
Well, happy birthday, bro. Congratulations.
Right on, thank you.
Yeah. So the Lava Riders, your colors. It looks like you're flying Hawaiian values, bro.
Oh yeah, you know, that's what it's about, and this the whole name Lava Riders is the lava that connect all of us together, whether it's under the ocean. We're all connected one way or another. You know, we are Hawaii.
How many chapters of the Lava Riders are there?
We have 2 chapters, Oahu and Hilo.
So how often you guys get together?
Well, we try to do it as much as we can, but I guarantee is Labor Day. Every year Labor Day we go to the Big Island, and that's one guarantee where we see each other. And then in October, we have our luau function down here in Poker Run, and they try to make it down for that. So usually twice a year, at least.
You have 2 chapters, Hilo and Oahu. Is
Yes.
it Oahu or you guys call it Honolulu?
Oahu.
Okay, Oahu. How often you guys get to the mainland?
You know what, we haven't made any mainland runs yet, but the club's been saving up money to pay for us to go to Vegas next year for Bike Week.
A lot of the clubs, they have chapters on the mainland. Have you ever thought about trying to establish one there?
Not at this point in time. I mean, we looked into maybe doing something on Maui or one of the other islands.
Uh-huh.
But as far as the mainland, not right now, not in the near future anyway.
You know, when people watch these segments, they always end up emailing me, hey, how do I contact Brother D, and maybe he wants to do the hang around or she wants to do the hang around. What's the process to join the club?
The process to join the club is come out, you know, we ride every 3rd Sunday of the month. And you know, we have a website, Lava Riders, and we also have a Facebook page, and you can contact us on either one of those and show your willingness to come out and hang around. And from there, you know, if you show that you want to prospect, then we take a vote and see if we're gonna let you prospect it.
Are there any particular requirements to be part of Lava Riders?
Hey, you gotta be willing to ride, come out and support and do what the club does. We do a lot of fundraising and charity stuff. We'll be helping Laulima every year, donating money.
Any bike requirement?
You gotta own one bike.
Well, I mean,
No.
again, you gotta run next to the pack. No, but I mean, in other words, I see sport bikes, you know, along with your pack. There's not a, you know, American Cruisers only thing.
Oh, no. We're all open. If you think you're a good person, you know, come out. See how it goes from there.
Joining a club is a very personal thing, don't you think?
To me, it's a lifelong commitment, you know. Most of us that started out this club, we rode together in another club, and you know, and we just stuck them out. Things went kind of south, and you know, we did our own thing after that. But we all stuck together, and you know, we had a period of 1 year where, you know, we just rode independent, but we was with each other every week anyway.
How do you feel about most people not knowing how much bikers do fundraising for charity organizations?
I really feel that sometimes people should be more open-minded. You know, I feel like we get labeled a lot of the time, you know, walk in without collars, tattoos, and everybody thinks, oh yeah, these guys are in gangs, and you know, that's not the case. We're a group of guys that like bikes, and, you know, have fun together, and we just like to get out and enjoy the open road. And you know, when you help somebody and you're doing that, it feels even better. It's about the gist of it, you know. Some of us, you know, had things in our past, and you know, we grow up.
How do you respond when people say, isn't motorcycling dangerous?
You know what? My response, and I even tell this to my own mom, is that people die in a bathtub every day around this country, and you know, people still take a shower. So you know, you may die in a crosswalk if you walk it, but if you're gonna live your life in fear of dying, then you know, you're really living. You know, in my scenario, you're not. You know, my way of thinking is that if you don't get out and do stuff, you're just existing. You're not living. You can't be afraid of everything.
What do you have planned for today?
Today we're actually going out and support Tatau on their Autism run, fundraiser. Going out there and show our support. They're a big supporter of our poker run, so return the favor. This is their first one, so we'll be out there supporting them today.
Let's ride.
That's right.
Mahalo, bro.
All right.
Okay, hold on.
This is Andy Bumatai, and I have a question for you. Do the brands you choose while grocery shopping help feed those in need in Hawaii? Did they help support the Puna community rebuild after the hurricane? When you have a choice, choose to make a difference locally. Choose Hawaiian values. And by the way, if you don't see Hawaiian values products at your grocer, club, or retailer, ask them to carry Hawaiian values and support our local community.
So I wasn't really expecting to shoot anything today. I'm here at Cycle City to support Tatau MC. And what they put together here is their first annual ride for autism. Now, if you look at the kind of turnout they have here, amazing. But again, if you know anything about Tatau, they do nothing in a small way. So I'm gonna run around, try to get some shots. And again, this has kind of been impromptu, so sorry for the selfie stuff here, okay? Let me get some shots. Hang in there.